Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by, and welcome to the New Product Management Webinar Series. During the presentation, all participants will be in a listen-only mode. If you require operator assistance at any time, you may press *0. And if you would like to ask a question during the presentation, please use the chat feature located in the lower left corner of your screen. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded Wednesday, September 15, 2010. I would now like to turn the conference over to Val. You may proceed.
Thank you, France. This is Val. I'm with Rima Technology Solutions, and I'd like to welcome those who are participating through ReadyTalk, Twitter, and those who will be reviewing the webinar as a podcast or flash presentation later. Hello. I'm one of the sponsors. Well, Rima is one of the sponsors of this webinar. And if you'd like to present in the webinar series or propose a topic by sending me an email at workmanv@rimatech.com. The PMV is all about distributing the shared experiences of the members of within our open product management community. And today, because of your support, the PMV is the world's largest free repository of product management recordings. I'll be your moderator today. And it's my pleasure to welcome Jennifer Sertle, who will be presenting Agility, Managing Competitive Advantage Through Ambiguous Times. Jennifer comes to us through a recommendation of Cy, if those of you out there who know Cy. And I've had a real good opportunity this morning to chat a little bit with Jennifer, and she's the author of an ebook called Strategy, Leadership, and the Soul. And it reminds me a lot of a book I once read called the CEO Inc., or something like You Can Be the CEO of Yourself. And, you know, as product management and product management teams are trying to apply product management principles to their daily lives and prepare them for furthering their own future, these books, and Strategy, Leadership, and the Soul, is really a way how we can apply the things that we do every day and more responsibly for ourselves and our own advantage. And so I highly recommend the book. The webinar promises to be a great webinar, and if we take the principles that Jennifer is going to talk about and even further the principles within her ebook, I think you'd be a better person to do so. Today we're focusing more on agility and the competitive advantage, one of my favorite topics, and product management in general. But before we get going, for those of you who are using Twitter, you can follow and add additional conversation and questions using the Twitter hashtag #PMV during this webinar, and then continue conversation after the webinar. I'd encourage you to make comments and ask additional questions on the post, and the slides will be posted about 3 hours afterwards for your downloading on the site as well. I'll be collecting questions throughout the presentation to address during the question and answer session at the end of this webinar. So please feel free to send questions and comments to me in the chat section in the lower left corner of the ReadyTalk interface, and I'll try to respond to them. I'm going to pass the time now over to Jennifer and wish everybody a successful webinar. Jennifer?
Great. Thank you very much. I want to thank Rimatech for this platform, and I want to, if you haven't met Cy, if you see any posts about anything he's presenting on tribal leadership, I think that he's brilliant in that space. And I also, Val, want to thank you and Bradley for, creating such an easy way for me to be in this environment. And I want to thank you, the listeners, for giving yourself the gift of investing in you. And I know that most of you do work that is much more task and implementation oriented. And what I'm going to do during this hour is ask you to get a bigger picture of business and a greater appreciation for your role in supporting how your company competes. You see, you actually are your company's advantage. And it isn't so much in what you do, it is actually who you are and how you see reality that is a true differentiator. So I'm going to go in a little bit further. And every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up, and it knows it must run faster than the fastest lion, or it will be killed. Every morning a lion wakes up, and it knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle, or it will starve to death. It doesn't matter if you're a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better begin running. For those of you that are familiar with Thomas Friedman's The World is Flat, this quote actually came from The World is Flat. And the idea here isn't so much the running as it is the idea of conditioning. I think that the better condition you're in, whether you're a predator or prey, is irrelevant to